Oh, okay. US women's soccer star Megan Rapinoe kneels during the national anthem, and the internet kind of doesn't freak out as much as what happened with Colin Kaepernick. It's interesting, actually. It has you ponder what separates these two. What's the difference here? It's worth a thought. Anyway, alright, so I want to get to the quote as to why Megan Rapinoe decided to kneel during the national anthem, and I actually really loved what she had to say over this matter, and most of which I understand. I'm a little over-exaggerating. The reason why I don't think it's as big a reaction as you'd expect is because she's joining Colin Kaepernick, but has stated herself that this country is broken right now, and people have to acknowledge that. So she basically was quoted when asked about why she decided to kneel, and she said, "I am disgusted with the way he," referring to Colin Kaepernick, "has been treated and the fans and hatred he has received in all of this." Rapinoe told ESPNW's Julie Foudy, "It is overtly racist. Stay in your place, black man." She didn't feel right. It just didn't feel right to me. We need more of a substantive conversation around race relations and the way people of colour are treated. And then she added, "We are not saying we are not one of the greatest countries in the world, just need to accept that it's not perfect. Things are broken." Could not say it better myself. And then referring to her own personal circumstance and how she has questioned the flag in the past. "And quite honestly, being gay, I have stood with my hand over my heart during the national anthem and felt like I haven't had my liberties protected, so I can absolutely sympathise with that feeling." She said she will continue to kneel in every match going forward. "The very least I can do is continue the conversation with him by kneeling for the anthem." And she tweeted out saying, continue the conversation. So I'm just curious. With her doing this, does that mean that Barbie on Adderall, Tommy Laren or whatever her name is, spouting all this abuse towards Colin Kaepernick, is going to run a video now on Megan Rapinoe and question how privileged she is, and maybe say how does she know what oppression feels like, or maybe direct something towards her being gay and maybe reference that in some sort of twisted way and spin it round? No, you won't see that because she's white. But either way, it's because she's standing with Colin Kaepernick, and I think this is what Colin Kaepernick's idea was. I think that he executed his plan very well, and now more athletes are standing with Colin Kaepernick. Jersey sales for Colin Kaepernick have went through the roof as of recent, and you see artists like J. Cole, Trey Songz wearing the Kaepernick shirt. So it started this conversation, and people asking, well, what is he doing? Well, he's actually donating $1 million out of this first $1 million out of his salary this year to try and help fighting the good fight go forward. And the conversation, as you know, that is part of the reason. Just because every single word spoken isn't $1, it doesn't mean that's not going to go forward and help, because the conversation, yes, you need to increment some sort of change through looking further into the specifics of the matter, but when you get the conversation moving, these things, there's a higher likelihood that they will come to fruition and people will understand and listen more to the point. So I just wanted to bring this to your attention because, I mean, this is a World Cup winning, gold medal winning athlete. She has been such a strong ambassador for and advocate for change going forward. She came out, I believe, in 2011, and she had some strong statements to state about that. So she's always kind of stood by her beliefs, and now she's kneeling with Colin Kaepernick. And people will go to the fact that she's now, because she's joining Colin Kaepernick, she's not going to get as much of the backlash as Colin Kaepernick. I think that's just a way of deflecting away from the real issue. It is different when you have a black man advocating for change compared to a white woman who is obviously speaking out and joining with Colin Kaepernick, but has her own thoughts on this matter as well, or else she wouldn't be doing it. That she's not going to be torn apart limb for limb, hung, drawn and quartered, questioned whether or not she had the right upbringing to even complain about oppression, whether or not she had the right parents to complain about it. As you see on my Huffington Post article, I actually stated there's now a petition where I think if you're going to protest, you need to be broke, you need to be a person of colour, you need to have came from a rough neighbourhood, you need to be all these specific categories, all this criteria that the critics will want you to hit before your protest can be seen valid. So it's just interesting to see now that we have athletes joining in. I would like to see more of the conversation going forward, but this is definitely a great and monumental moment where you have obviously a female who's been a strong advocate for change standing with a man here who has basically been raked over the coals for the past week or so, ever since he decided to shine light on the fact that this great country just isn't that great at the moment. So I want to know what you guys think. Let me know in the comment section below. Were you surprised by this at all? Were you interested to see the internet reaction? How has this panned out in comparison to what you thought it would have? But let me know in the comments. As always, TYT Sports on Twitter, Francis_Maxwell, and at TYT Sports. I hope everyone had a great Labor Day weekend, by the way. I meant to say that. That's why I've still got my scruff still sitting in my shirt and shorts or whatever else I've got in this. I'll be back in the suit tomorrow, so make sure to stay tuned for that. And of course, subscribe to TYT Sports.